Good morning everyone. Let's start today's physics module with the conservation of momentum. This is the topic for today's module, conservation of momentum. We are doing the proof of conservation of linear momentum as well. So let's start with the principle of conservation of momentum or the principle of conservation of linear momentum. Means when two bodies, they are moving in a straight line, and when they collide to each other, what happens to their linear momentum? We are going to observe with the principle of conservation of linear momentum. What is the principle of conservation of linear momentum? Children, when two or more bodies, they act on each other, and provided this is a condition, no external force acts on them, the total momentum of all the bodies is equal to the initial total momentum. This can be written in this manner as well, and that is when two or more bodies, they interact with one another, the vector sum of their linear momenta remains conserved. That means the total linear momentum before collision, before interaction, is equal to the total linear momentum after collision. So we can say the total linear momenta remains conserved, okay, and is not affected due to their mutual action and reaction. Children, there is one condition also according to the principle of conservation of linear momentum is no external unbalanced force should be acting on the system of bodies. Means provided no external unbalanced force should be applied during this collision. This is a condition of the principle of conservation of linear momentum. Now let's start the proof by considering, we are considering an ideal collision experiment or a condition between the two bodies. During any collision, the momentum is conserved, okay, but there is one kinetic energy which is there in the body. When the body, they comes in motion during collision, the kinetic energy of the bodies or the total kinetic energy is not. What is the reason behind this? This is because the part of kinetic energy is converted into heat and sound energies. Now there is a condition I am showing children. Before collision, suppose the two bodies, body 1 and body 2, they are moving in same direction along a straight line with different velocities. Means body 1 is having velocity u1 and body 2 is having velocity u2. Again body 1 is having different mass than body 2. Okay. So we can consider in the beginning, we are considering mass of a body 1 is m1. Initial velocity of body 1 is u1. We have shown here in the diagram also. Mass of body 2 is m2 and initial velocity of body 2 is u2. When two or more bodies, now there is collision between the two bodies, two or more bodies collide, they exert, they have shown here when they collide, means they are coming towards each other, body 1 and body 2, they exert force on one another. As a result, the momenta of each bodies changes. Okay, we have shown here the momenta of the two bodies that changes as during collision, the two bodies, they are coming close to one another during collision. Okay, so they have shown here body 1 and this is body 2, and the force applied by body 2 on body 1 is F2. The force applied by body 1 on body 2 is F1. You can see force exerted by the two colliding bodies on each other. We have shown these two diagrams. Okay. Now final velocity of body 1 after collision will be v1. Final velocity of body 2 v2. The time duration is small t, we consider. Now if F1 and F2 are the forces exerted by body 1 and body 2. F1 and F2 are the forces exerted by body 1 and body 2 on one another, then accordingly, you know Newton's second law, F1 force applied by body 1 will be m1, that means rate of change of linear momentum, you can see, or We can write this also, m1 in the bracket final velocity minus initial velocity by t. F2 mass of body 2, final velocity of body 2, that is v2, initial velocity of body 2, that is u2 upon t. Okay. Now, according to Newton's third law of motion, action and reaction are equal and opposite. So, F1 is equal to minus of F2 because this minus sign shows that change in direction. Okay. Direction always opposite, but the applied force are always equal. You know, according to Newton's third law of motion. So, we have applied values here. M1 V1 minus U1 upon T is equal to M2 V2 minus U2 upon T with the negative signs. These are the simple, we have done calculation. Okay, M1 V1 minus M1 U1, this T will be cancelled out. Okay class, we have cancelled this T. These are on both the side and they are cancelled. M1 V1 minus M2 U2 is equal to minus of M1 V1. We have just taken this minus sign, minus and minus plus M2 U2. So we have got this M1 V1, this M2 and V2 will come here, M2 V2, and this sign will be changed, is equal to M1 U1 plus M2 U2. So this is what we have got class at the end. This we have got. So class, in simple manner, what we can say here is sum of, this is what? This is final momentum of the two bodies. Final momentum of the two bodies is equal to sum of the initial momentum of the two bodies. M1 V1 plus M2 V2 is equal to M1 U1 plus M2 U2. Hence, the law of conservation of momentum is proved, because law of conservation of momentum says final sum of linear momentum, final momentum of the two bodies is equal to the sum of initial momentum of the two bodies, provided there is no external unbalanced force applied on a body. Okay. Children, remember, law of conservation of linear momentum has been deduced from Newton's third law of motion. Children, application and example of Newton's third law of motion can be explained in term of law of conservation of linear momentum. Okay, we can deduce Newton third law of motion from law of conservation of linear momentum as well. So I am going to give you one very simple and common example, that is recoiling of gun by law of conservation of linear momentum as well.